Okay, hello everybody. Thank you for being here. We invited the people that are here. We're very happy that you guys came. About what, like a month and a half ago, Sorah told me, why you don't do an event, one of your networking events at my sales center? And I told her, you know what, I'm very busy. I don't have time. I already had like 2 events. But I know this woman for such a long time.
No, just like not disclose the years exactly.
Yeah, just like I know Monica, just like I know Angela Santamaria, just like I know Maddie for a long time in the real estate business. And I was like, you know what, you are one of the top producers and you have sold tens of millions of dollars in the real estate market. Why not support you? And mainly now in this project, that is a beautiful project, the Miami Tropic, that is going to be built by the Terra Group. David is an amazing entrepreneur, an amazing visionary. He's one of my business heroes, David Martin, the CEO of Terra. And we have the responsibility, number 1, to support good projects, and number 2, for the realtors to make the money, and number 3, for our clients to be very happy. So that's why we're here. So Sorah, thank you for allowing me to do a networking event here, for inviting my network. Some of them are on their way, but you know what? We're gonna close at 6. But I'm very glad that we're here. Thank you, and please do your presentation.
No, I want to thank you first.
Thank you.
Because he has been a friend for such a long time, and it's a pleasure and an honor to have your friends and your network here. Thank you guys too. I know it was a rainy day, and we don't know if it's gonna be flooded or not, but I'm glad that you all came here. It's a very special project for so many reasons, but I'm gonna start with location because it's the first rule of real estate. You know, we are in between 2 great neighborhoods. Design District, everybody knows. Everybody used to go to Bal Harbor when they wanted to buy anything that had a brand name and stores and boutique stores. And also the biggest concentration of Michelin restaurants in Miami is right here. And also art galleries. So the Design District, amazing. And Midtown, which I personally love because everything you look for is in Midtown. If you're into working out, they have all the best workout places here. If you want to go shopping, there are a ton of options of shopping, not only between the Design District, but other style of boutique stores, including Nordstrom and Target that I love as well. If you want to go to a supermarket, they have Trader Joe's, and they're also opening Whole Foods. And by the way, Whole Foods doesn't open anywhere that is not established neighborhood. And it's one of the safest neighborhoods in Miami. It has its own security. But even the other day, I needed to do a mammogram, and they're like, there is a new place in Midtown, and a dentist, and you name it. You have it there in Midtown. Also behind us, we have Wynwood, another huge concentration of great restaurants, bars, lounge, you name it. And this is gonna be the most high-end tower in the area. And there was a need for it. And this tower is gonna have nearly 60,000 square feet of amenity space. So if you like to be pampered, if you like to come home to a place that feels like a resort, feels like a 5-star resort, this is it. If you don't know Jean-Georges, the name of the building is Jean-Georges Miami Tropic. Jean-Georges is a Michelin chef with 2 stars and over 65 restaurants all over the world. So if you have heard of Casa Tua, or if you have heard of Major Group, Jean-Georges is much larger. New York alone, they have over 15 restaurants, and not only restaurants, but they have members only club, which is the most famous one right now, Chez Margot. And they have a whole building that looks like a food court, but with somebody that worked there that probably has OCD, because you don't find a hair or anything dirty. It's like perfection. And being a Michelin chef is above and beyond the cuisine. It's the presentation, it's the service, it's the decor, and all those things, it's gonna be taken in consideration here. He's curating the whole experience throughout the building. He is having 3 of his famous restaurants, the ABC Kitchens. I don't know if you guys know in New York. They have ABC Kitchen, ABCV, which is vegetarian, and ABC Cocina, which is Spanish. We're gonna have all 3, like a trilogy, on the ground level, 8 to 10,000 square feet, but the owner's gonna have privileges in terms of discounts and preferred reservations. That restaurant will be open to the public, but will become a destination because they also have that trilogy in London, and they're opening one also with all three in Dumbo, New York, I think next month or August. So that one is gonna become a destination. This area is gonna become even better just for having that. But at the pool deck, which is located on our 8th floor facing west, where you get the most sun exposure throughout the day, we're gonna have another restaurant. This one will be private to the residents, but the residents will have an app. They're gonna be able to order from their residences, from any of the amenities. You can be at the co-working space, which also has a podcast studio, by the way. We're gonna have a spa with hot tub, cold plunges, infrared sauna, top of the line equipments by Techno Gym, whatever you needed, the juices by John George, and all these things, and managed by The Well. I don't know if you guys know The Well. The Well, it's a brand of hotel and residences that is all about biohacking, anti-aging, healthy lifestyle, and all that. They're gonna be managing our spa. So think about it, you can get lymphatic massages, AV treatments, and all these things within your home. It's gonna feel like you're living on a members only private club within your own home. Also on the rooftop, we didn't leave the rooftop for the penthouse owners. We actually left it for an amenity. We're gonna have another rooftop pool there and a lounge overlooking the whole town. Think about it, beautiful views during the day, but beautiful, terrific vistas at night of the ocean, the bay, even Brickell, because this is the tallest tower in the area, almost double the size of our neighbors. So even facing south here, you have beautiful views. Even from the 9th floor, our first floors of the unit, you already see the water. The west view, it's spectacular too, because aside from having our resort style pool there, we're gonna also enjoy the sunset and the design district, which has also height restrictions. So amazing building by a chef, top developer. I've been doing development sales, I think, for 18 years. So when they converted the South Tower at the Flamingo, that was my first project. And it's my first time working with Terra Group. And I have been always a huge fan because whatever they do, not only he builds beautiful buildings, but he transforms neighborhoods. Wherever he goes and whatever he builds, the price, you're gonna see an appreciation of the apartment, of the investment. Yeah. But if you think about reselling after, it's gonna be easier. Or if you think about renting, it's gonna be easier as well. And talking about renting, another thing that I love about this building is the rental policy. It's not Airbnb because it loses all the luxury and the exclusivity of the place, but it's a 3-month minimum, 4 times a year, which is great, especially for people that have Miami as a second home, because they can be in Europe now and can rent and get top dollar, cover most of their costs, all of their costs, and still have a place in Miami they call home. We're gonna have 338 residences of 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms, starting right below $1 million. And the deposit structure is flexible. It's around 40%, but we can work with your clients. So I don't want to bore you guys too much with too much information. I have a whole presentation with pictures, with renderings. I have an email to send it to you. If you left your card here, if you left your information, I'm going to email it to you, and I'm happy to meet with you again more on a private setting where I can present everything to you and you can really experience what it is to live in a Jean-Georges building in terms of the level of the butler service, of the cuisine with our caviar and our champagne. Any questions?
Any questions? Anybody? Yeah, please, go ahead.
So how do you structure the payment? The first is 40%.
It's 40% divided in small installments. Okay, so what it is written in paper is 10% with the contract, about 90 days after, 10% more. At groundbreaking, which is expected for the beginning of next year, 10% more. And at top off, which is in 2 years, 10% more. But it's flexible. Let's say your client had some investments, he needs to sell some things, he can only put 25K right now. We can accept that 25K, the balance of the first 10% in 90 days or a little bit over 90 days, and then put the other 10% for like 6. We can play with it. That's why I'm saying don't be discouraged for whatever the deposit structure may be. Come talk to me, let me talk to the developer and get the deposit approved.
Well, if you're part of my network, I'll make sure that I talk to the developer and we make it happen. There's no deal that is not going to be a no, whatever. We always can work it out. You finished with your presentation? What an amazing presentation.
I have so much more, but I don't want to bore you guys. But I definitely...
When would it be, like if I may ask?
Go ahead.
Sure.
When would it be available for?
Completion is expected for 2028. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know, the Bright Line is gonna have a stop right here at the design district. So I don't know, like for instance, the Brazilians, when they come to Miami, they love to go to Orlando, and to be able to have a place that they can hop on a train, get to Orlando, and they can be drinking, and the kids can be having fun, and you name it, or go all the way to Palm Beach and come back, not needed for a car.
And she knows
the
Brazilian.
airport is 10 minutes away. Miami Beach is 10 minutes away. We're gonna have a beach club. We're gonna have a house car. So think about getting pampered. This is the place. I speak Portuguese, Spanish, and English, and I'm learning French.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Go ahead, Elena. Go ahead.
We haven't decided the location as of yet because the building is going to be ready in 2028. Terra has a ton of buildings. Some of them has the beach club like 5 Park, south of 5th. But if something else better come up, I don't want to put a label on it, but I'm going to tell you it's going to be spectacular. You're going to have a chair, you're going to have umbrella, you're going to have food, you're going to have a restroom. Because going to the beach here in the US sometimes is a little bit of work, even finding park and you name it. But we have the whole infrastructure for you, including a house car.
Go ahead.
So would this short-term tenant have access to all the amenities as well?
Yeah. Yes. It's a 3 months.
Within the
it's
3
not
months,
Airbnb.
yes. Right.
So it's a 3 months. They really go through the process of approval and all that. So yes.
Canadians are excellent clients for this.
Absolutely, Canadians are excellent, but you know what? We get a lot of walking traffic because the people that live in Midtown, for instance, they love the building. I had somebody that live at Paraíso because she's like, I cannot really walk here anywhere in this neighborhood. And, I want a neighborhood that I come downstairs, I can walk and I can have things, cafes and stuff. And this is it, guys. This is an alternative to Brickell that I personally, no offense to anyone, I'm not a Brickell person. I think this is a lot easier to come in and out. For instance, my son goes to school in Coconut Grove. I leave here at 5 o'clock and I arrive at the school before 5:30. I arrive at the school at 5:20 and that's rush hour.
I'm getting tempted for myself.
Exactly, but it is interesting because you're not gonna feel bad if you're traveling that the place is gonna be closed. We're gonna have storage units. So if you wanna get your personal things that you wanna have only here in Miami, and you have your own storage in the building, you put your photographs, you put your bikinis there, and whatever it is, you travel, you clothes, you rent for top dollar. We have Formula One, we have Food and Wine Festival, Arvazo, New Year's. There's always something going on now with the soccer, even more
FIFA,
so.
yes.
So Miami really gets the top dollar for rental and a building with all this level of service that feels as if you live in a hotel, but without the transient clientele that visits hotels, a lot more private and exclusive. So it's very interesting.
And just to add on your amazing presentation, and it was fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes, Sorah, you're the best. That's why I'm here, because you're the best. Brickell, as somebody that has been living in Brickell for 26 years, Monica used to live in Brickell, now she lives in Venetian, and I'm sure that she doesn't miss Brickell, but as somebody that actually, I don't mind the traffic because I get up early and then I come to this area before the traffic hits. I'm always spending time in Midtown. Most of my friends are on Edgewater, have properties in Edgewater that we do Airbnb with, and talking about a location. Really, Midtown is the place to be, and we're steps away to Design District. Whenever our Basel is here, you're gonna be spending 2 to 3 hours in the car just to go to an event in the Sand District or Miami Beach and so forth. Yeah, well, it has happened to all of us, my dear Monica. So this is really to be pampered. It's gonna be completed in 2028. Like I was talking to someone earlier, Terra has an amazing record in finishing their projects. Talking from the standpoint of an investor, whenever you put your money here and you park it, in 2028 you're gonna make you 10%, you 20% or whatever, unless something really bad happens.
Sometimes a lot more than that.
But it's a good property to park your money on. It's a beautiful project. Arquitectonica is the architects and they do amazing things.
And Yabu Pusherberg is the interior design.
Exactly.
Just to give you a little bit of an idea
You
of the
forgot
work
about that. Yes.
of Yabu Pusherberg, the Sand Regis across from the harbor, Yabu Pusherberg, the W South Beach, Yabu Pusherberg, the Apogee, the most expensive building south of it, Yabu Pusherberg, and they are the interior designers in this building. The attention to detail is everywhere. The name Tropic comes because it's a very lush property. And by the way, some of these lush gardens, because we have all these vertical lush gardens, some of them are edible gardens. So think about you picking up your herbs and your tomatoes and your tangerines and your lemons and stuff on some of these.
And they have it here. I just ate a little grape.
Is that you that stole my tangerine?
Yeah, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna eat it.
But talking about that, because Jean-Georges has access to the best places in the world, like say you are a wine connoisseur and you love wine, we can stock up your refrigerator from the best wines in the world. He has 65 restaurants in the world. If you go to Qatar, if you go to Morocco, if you go to Brazil, if you go to St. Bart's, the Eden Rock, the restaurant there is Jean-Georges. If you go to Chez Margot in New York, which is now the best members-only club there, is Jean-Georges. The level of Jean-Georges is beyond. And, let's say you like farm-to-table cuisine. We have a local farm, and you can have, the local fresh fruits and you name it from the season delivered to your house.
So it's really an experience. Anybody has questions for Sorah? Because I know I want to give an opportunity to everybody to introduce themselves, because at the end of the day, this is a networking event. No questions for Sorah? Perfect.
Don't forget your bags before you leave.
Yes, a beautiful bag. Mi amor, thank you so much. Stay here.